Gentlewoman from Texas, Ms. Garcia, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today to celebrate the recent passage of the Inflation Reduction Act. My fellow colleagues, yesterday, I joined many of my House Democrats alongside Democratic President Biden as we celebrated the passage of this new law at the White House. During the White House visit, I kept thinking about the millions of Americans this monumental law will help. I also kept thinking about the Texans and constituents across my district who will benefit significantly from the impact of this law. The Inflation Reduction Act will lower family costs and savings ranging from health care to energy costs. But we'll also look closely to see how important this is. If when we look at it closely, we'll see that it has many life-saving aspects in this law. This law lowers prescription drug prices like insulin, which is critical, by finally giving Medicare the ability to negotiate prices of prescription drugs, not just simply accept what Big Pharma says, but negotiation. It also prevents greedy price hikes and caps out-of-pocket costs to $2,000 to Medicare beneficiaries, capping out-of-pocket $2,000. Madam Speaker, for residents, for those of mine in Texas, these savings can literally save lives. My district is 77% Latino. Studies from the CDC show that Latinos are 70% more likely than white non-Hispanics to be diagnosed with diabetes. And they are 1.3 times more likely to die from diabetes complications. On top of this, about 11% of Texans have diabetes. Shockingly, studies show that 1 in 4 diabetics in Texas have rationed their insulin to make ends meet. They are literally putting themselves at risk of death and more complications because of the price of insulin. Let's just let that sink in, Madam Speaker. 1 in 4 diabetics ration a life-saving drug simply because the prices are high and because our country has higher prescription drug prices than any other developed country in the world. This simply breaks my heart. It's tough to think about this because this issue does also hit very close to home. I know all too well how and people that have family members that are suffering from diabetes, I know their pain, and I know how it impacts their livelihoods and their pocketbooks. My mother faced uphill battles with diabetes before passing away from complications due to diabetes. Now, I'm one of 10 children. 5 of us are also affected by diabetes and are on insulin, and a brother is on dialysis. So I know firsthand how important insulin is to one's health, and I can't fathom a country where people can't afford this life-saving drug. While more must be done for those diabetic patients not on Medicare, this law is a monumental, great step forward in making insulin accessible to all. But I promise to keep fighting for those who are not on Medicare, for those that are not insured, and those that are too poor to get access to insulin. The Inflation Reduction Act also reduces the cost of health insurance for millions by extending the Affordable Care Act subsidies for 3 more years. This will lock in lower health care prices that will save 13 million people across our country an average of $800. Now, $800 may not sound a lot to some people, but in my district and across America, hardworking families know the value of $800. In my district, Madam Speaker, there are about 55,000 people who are enrolled in health insurance plans through the Affordable Care Act. So that's about $800 for these Texas families to use for school supplies, for food, for gas, and other basic necessities. So the passage of the Inflation Reduction Act is a massive victory for the people in my district and the districts across America. This is what happens when we have strong leadership in the White House and House Democrats work together because they put people first. Madam Speaker, it's all about putting people first.
The chairwoman's time has expired.